Hi everyone, welcome to our second lesson of the week. We are going over volume again, but this time on pyramids and cones. Before we write down what the formulas are for those two things, let's see if we can derive it from watching this little clip on YouTube, okay? Normally we would do this together in class and I'd have one of you demonstrate, but obviously we can't do that right now, so we're just gonna watch someone else do it for us on YouTube. I'm going to talk over a little bit of what over the music here to kind of explain what's happening, and then we'll get on to notes, okay? So I'm going to hit play here. I hope. Okay, so right now they're showing you that this pyramid and that prism had the same base size, okay? So now we're wondering, how many of these pyramids will it take to fill that prism? So there's one. There's another one. So we find that it took 3 pyramids with the same base shape as that prism to fill it. So in other words, you could say that the prism has a volume that's 3 times the size of a pyramid. Or, if you went the other way, a pyramid has 1/3 of the volume of a prism with the same base shape. Okay? We're going to continue watching real quick here. Yep, again, they're just reiterating the 3. Yes, now we're doing the triangular prism. So we're going to decide if it matters what kind of a base shape we have or not. How many of these triangular pyramids will it take to fill that triangular prism? There's one. Here is 2. And one more for 3. So again, doesn't matter what kind of a base shape you have for your pyramid, as long as it's the same size as your prism, it takes 3. So again, it's 1/3 the volume. And let's just see how many cones it takes to fill a cylinder with the same base shape. So if those 2 circles are the same, those bases, how many cones will it take to fill that cylinder? Nope, here we go. There is 1. There's 2. And finally, there is 3. So, again, we found that it took 3 cones to fill that cylinder. So in our notes here, if we wanted to write down a formula for these pyramids and cones, we could say that the volume, so for pyramid, volume equals whatever our base area times height is and divide it by 3. So really, from this lesson, compared to your first lesson this week, the first part's the same. You're going to take your base area times height, and then whatever you get for your answer, divide it by 3. Same thing for a cone. Your base area, so pi r squared, because it's a circle, times the height of your cone. So that's the volume of a cylinder, but then we're going to divide it by 3 because it is a cone. Okay? So really, we're just adding this divide by 3 part to our lesson from earlier in the week. Let's try this cone first. It says find the volume. We are given our height is 11, but we are missing our radius. And earlier this week, we did a lot of Pythagorean theorem to find our missing length, but now I don't have enough information there. So I'm actually going to draw out this little triangle here so we can kind of see maybe better what's happening. So this is 11. We're looking for r, and our angle is 58. Yes, you guys, nothing ever goes away in math. That's probably its best and worst part about it, in my opinion. Like, I love it that it always comes back because everything's important, but it also makes it hard because you have to remember a lot. We have to use trig here to solve this. So if I mark my angle, this is my opposite side, here's my adjacent, and now we can find it. So if we're trying to remember what trig function uses opposite and adjacent, that would be the tangent function. So tangent 58 equals 11 over r. Multiply both sides by r, so we have r tangent of 58 equals 11. And now we can divide out. R equals 11 divided by tangent 58. So on our calculator, 11 divided by tangent 58 is about 6.9 if we go to one decimal place. Okay, so now we just found our R to be 6.9. So now for our volume, we're going to have pi r squared times our height all over 3. So if we plug in what we know, pi 6.9 squared times our height of 11 all over 3. Let's first simplify the numerator. So let's figure out what is 6.9 squared times 11. So I get about 523.7 pi all over 3. Now multiply this by pi. And now we have 1,645.3 divided by pi. Divided by 3. Now we're going to divide by 3. And we should end up with approximately 548.4 as our final answer. So the volume of that cone is about 548.4 inches cubed. Good work, good work, good work. Okay, now let's try this triangular pyramid. So what is our base shape? Well, our base shape is a triangle, so volume equals base area times height divided by 3. So let's find out what our base area is, that big B. We're going to have half. Our base of our triangle is 15. Its height is 6. Let's figure out what that is. So let's see here. We're going to have 7.5 times 6. So 45. Okay, now how tall for our height here? How tall is that pyramid? Well, it's 14. So multiply by 14. So now I have 630. And now finally we divide by 3. Last step, divide by 3. So we get about 210 feet cubed. Okay, there we are. I have 2 more that I'd like to do with you. I just drew them on the back here of my little sheet of paper. You can either just listen and follow along, or you can try to draw them. I just think it's good practice since we haven't seen all different types yet. On this example here, we have a rectangular pyramid. So again, our volume equals our base area times height all over 3. So our base area would just be what is the area of this rectangle down here. So we're going to have 25 times 12.5. And we find that to be 312.5. Now, how tall, what is the height of that pyramid? Well, it's 23, so our H is 23, so times 23. And we find that number to be 7,100 87.5. And then remember, our last step is to divide it by 3. Divide by 3. And the total volume of that pyramid is 2,395.8 centimeters cubed. Okay, how'd that go? Are we okay? Am I boring you? Maybe a little bit of everything? That's hard to say. HTS, very hard to say. Okay, one more for us to do together for the week is just a cone. We want to find the volume of this cone. It's like the first one we did, so maybe this might be a good idea to pause the video right now, figure out what your radius is by using trig, and then unpause the video and see how you did. I'm going to do it right now though. So I'm going to draw out this triangle, so maybe it's a little easier for us to see here. This is 52. We know that's 12, and we're looking for our radius. If we label our sides, opposite, adjacent. What trig function uses opposite adjacent? Well, that is the tangent function. So tangent of 52 equals 12 over r. Multiply both sides by r. Now divide by tangent of 52. So 12 divided by tangent 52. R is about 9.4 meters. So now if that's 9.4, let's find our volume. So volume equals pi r squared times the height all over 3. So pi 9.4 squared times our height of 12 divided by 3. So 9.4 squared times 12 times pi gives us about 3,331.1 all over 3. Now if we divide this guy by 3, we find that we have a volume of 1,105.6-ish. Depending on how you round, it's up to you. Or if you use 3.14 or pi. What is our units though? Oh, meters cubed. Okay, folks, again, join us in the Zoom. I would love to see everyone there. It makes my heart happy to see you guys. It's crazy how much I miss you and wish that we were at school and not doing this. Have a super, super fabulous week. Be safe, be kind, be united, live the tradition, onward, central, all of those things, and we'll talk to you soon.